Welcome, thanks for dropping by the channel today. What I'm going to be working on is installing a wiring harness for a new hitch that I'm going to be installing on a 2020 RAV4 hybrid. So let's look at what we're going to be using today. So I went to Amazon and found a harness that works on a RAV4, and in the box I'm going to have cabling that'll go to the left and right sides to connector plugs. We have a wire that'll go to the battery. We have a hot wire that will run to the battery. We have some zip ties, some connectors, a fuse. This red thing is probably a sticky back double-sided tape to attach the control box to our wheel well. Also included, we have some directions, and the wiring will be a little bit different for a hybrid versus a standard RAV4, because on a hybrid the battery is here and our wires will be run to the battery. On a normal RAV4 you have to run under the panels and up through the firewall to the battery in the engine compartment. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is take out this liner. All right, with our 10mm socket, we'll take off this lower D ring. And we're going to move up here to a clip. And these clips, you have to kind of wiggle back and forth and then pop that out so we can remove the panel. Now we'll remove this panel. Remove your screws and the D-ring from this side, then we can get access to our battery. When we get in here and lift up our battery panel. Set that aside. That'll give us access to our battery. Next thing we need to do is remove this piece of trim, and this should just pop up. Okay, pull our trim panel back. Make it a little easier to pull this panel. What I think you'll maybe want to do is take that Phillips head screw and remove it. It makes pulling out that panel a lot easier. All right, there's a little tab on the top here. We want to push that down, pull out the connector, and then take our wiring harness. One end will connect with the part you just took out, and the other end here will go back into the connector. Now what we're going to do is take the controller box, put a piece of adhesive tape on here, and fasten that to our sidewall. So this is a piece of 3M tape. It'll go on there. And we'll find a place in here to mount it. This looks like it should work fine. Pressing that on there. Next thing I'm going to do is ground the wire and use a 3/32 drill to make a pilot hole. And for this, you'll use a Phillips head screwdriver. If my assistant can push this away from my hand, I can get this in. You can use a Phillips head screwdriver or a 5.5 millimeter. To drive that screw in the hole. All right, now we're going to route some wires through this piece of the trunk. So in the plastic packet of parts, you'll have a connector. You want to get your red wire and get that crimped. And then I want to get the black wire, get that crimped in there as well. All right, now we're going to route this black wire and our green wire through here. Probably would have been easier if I'd have taped these ends together. We're going to route that through these holes the whole way over to here, underneath this piece of plastic to the battery. Again, you may need to get that tab pushed down with a screwdriver, but once you do, you pull that out. Connect that. Connect to that. Now here's the problem I ran into. This wire was too short and I had to cut it and splice in a longer piece. That may be because of where I taped the block on the left side. So you may not want to tape that block until you've run your wire to the side, and make sure you have enough length to reach your connections. Okay, I've added about 18 inches of wire. I'm going to solder that. And then I have this little sleeve of shrink wrap. Push that up over that and heat the ends. Okay, I have a lot of black wire left over, and I need to splice in the fuse that will go to the positive battery terminal. So I'm going to cut this wire. This is about a 10 gauge wire. Strip the end back. Take one of our connectors and put it in, and crimp. Make sure that's secure. Then we can take our fuse. Crimp that. I've removed the fuse, and then we're going to take this end, which will go on our screw post. Install that. Okay, then up here we take our cover off, we'll loosen that nut, and install our hot wire connection. You need a 12mm socket to remove the nut. We want to put our wire on this way so we can get our cover back on. And then I'm going to take this wire, run it around the back, and zip tie it to a cable. All right, ready to install the trim. I put the fuse in the holder. Put our clip yeah, I'll have to pop that clip back out. These are 10mm socket. All right, that's up, buttoned up. And lastly, we'll install our covers. That trim piece. And for this installation, we're just going to leave this in the spare battery compartment. And we can pull it out, shut the hatch, and connect to our trailer. For some installations, you can snap this part through an L-shaped bracket. It can either be mounted on the bumper or on the hitch, depending on what model of hitch you have. Well, thanks for sticking with me through the video. I've learned a couple things for the install, especially making sure you have enough wire to reach your connectors. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and if you want to see more things of what I'm up to, hit that like and subscribe button down in the corner. Again, thanks for watching.